What's up guys, this is Astranox. This is my fourth video for Idle Moon Rabbit and I'm a free-to-play player 100%. I actually started 20 days late on the global server. My progression has been insane. I'll teach you how to be more efficient and how to be able to progress as well as I have. So I'll give you a lot of tips, I'll guide you, and I'll talk about mistakes to avoid so, well, you don't do the same, right? So in this video, there's actually three big power spikes that actually happened. Two of them are visible. One of them is not visible. I'll explain what I'm talking about later on in the video. So I'm showing you guys, this is 42 days of progression, and I've started 20 days late, right? You know, so you gotta keep that in mind. I'm a free-to-play player, and you can see that my ranking keeps on improving, and it's important to pay attention to that, notice that, because this game is very free-to-play friendly. I don't like games that are not free-to-play friendly. If they are not, I'm out of here, right? So this game, there's a lot of ways for you to increase your power, which is battle power, but there's also a lot of hidden multipliers that don't get reflected into your battle power, and those are ways for you to actually get better damage, get better ranking on leaderboards for different pieces of content. It's important to understand how that works. Now here I got the first stellar weapon for Nia. You might be wondering, man, how do you have so much battle power and you just now got the first stellar weapon for Nia? Well, let me tell you that this is my fourth video, right? The three previous videos, you can get more information, but I actually had 1 AA of battle power when I actually got my first stellar weapon for Lynn, the main character, the Moon Rabbit, right? And that is because I'm doing skill draw. I'm doing skill draw and I'm avoiding weapon draw and friend weapon draw because it's a waste. You can just farm those and you can farm those more efficiently. You can get more of those weapons. You can get a higher quality of those weapons as you progress in the story, right? So it's important to avoid doing that as a free-to-play player because you are wasting your currency, your rubies, which are very valuable, right? So flat attack and flat health is something you're gonna be enhancing all the time using gold that you get from farming, right? And to be efficient when you're farming, first, you need to be online, especially as a free-to-play player. Second, you need to have gold gain as much as possible. So you want to have a preset for your latent abilities that has gold gain as much as possible, right? And you want to unlock costumes that have gold gain increase. If you can get gold gain with experience gain, you know, costumes usually have that together. You go for that. You go for those instead of the ones that increase like damage dealt or like critical damage or attack speed, cast speed. You need to go for gold gain. It's very important because you want to stack gold gain as much as possible. I'm very close to having like 1,000 gold gain, and you need to be farming stages that are efficient. You're getting as many kills per hour as possible. How many kills per hour is actually really good? It needs to be over 6,000 kills per hour. You might not be able to do it just yet because you're missing some skills, right? And skills are very important. So pulling for skills, doing skill draw is very powerful. I'm missing one legendary skill only, right? I have every other skill in the game, and that is because I've been doing skill draw. You might have done, you know, weapon draw. Maybe you did a mix of weapon draw, friend weapon draw, because you're rushing for stellar 1 for Lynn, stellar 1 for Nia. Now maybe you're working on stellar 2, stellar 3, whatever it may be. Weapons, they're farmable. So it's pointless to me as a free-to-play player because you can just grind for those. You can't grind for skills, right? Even if you max out, you finish a skill, you know, the lower quality ones, they reach maximum awakening, whatever skill duplicate that you keep getting, you can just grind those away and you get that currency, that yellow shiny currency that you can spend in the shop. And in the last update, they introduced a lot of juicy stuff in that shop. There are 15 times you can actually draw a random skill rune. And that was just added to the game. It's not part of this footage because this footage is actually a few days before that was actually released. I'm just doing the voiceover right now for it because I had to delay it. But it's a very nice update for free-to-play players. Every month, you can select a medium skill rune of your choosing for 15,000 of that skill currency. So pulling for skills, even for duplicate, is still good. But try to pull for skills during events where you can pick like Phoenix Force, because Phoenix Force is the most powerful legendary skill for free-to-play players, because you can use it for dealing damage against a boss, but you can also use it for dealing damage versus big packs of monsters. As you can see, my ranking, you know, it's improving, and my ranking, I show it at the end of the video. After I went through these power spikes and I actually push for every piece of content. Now I didn't push for every piece of content just yet, as good as I can, because when you get a power spike, right, something big happens to you. You know, you unlock a new awakening for Nia, you unlock a new stellar weapon, whatever it may be. You should be pushing for your content at least before the end of the week, so you can get better weekly rewards, which are very, very important, quite massive, right? So I got, you know, the first stellar of Nia. That was nice. That was a power increase, battle power increase of something like 20%. Now I'm doing the 5th awakening for Nia. Big power spike right there. The 6th one will take a while. And after that, you know, you can just save that currency for whenever they release like the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, you know, awakening level for Nia and stuff like that. Or maybe it might be used for something else that they introduce into the game. So you want to push every piece of content because you get daily rewards for a lot of them. You actually get weekly reward, which I said are very, very nice. And that stuff definitely adds up. Various currencies you're going to be getting. Mostly rubies, but you can get stuff, the currency for the darkness shop, which in the darkness shop, after you've done with purchasing the one-time stuff, like you get a greater skill rune for a legendary skill that you can get one time. You need to use it for Phoenix Force initially, because Phoenix Force is a massive deal. Attacks 10 times per second, big damage multiplier on that, increases your final attack. It buffs you with final attack increase, which means it's boosting the damage of all your skills, even your character when you auto attack, and which is not much damage actually. But there's an auto attack build where you use like fire enchantment and dark covenant or something like that, chance to trigger stuff. There's a lot of skills that after 5th awakening and stuff like that, they get the trigger to cast a spell. So that can be a solid setup for later down the line when you have a lot of attack speed and you stack that. But here you can see the 5th awakening of Nia. Now this is actually a big power spike, so that's why I'm pushing the ranking. I had to delay the push of ranking, so I actually did it a few days later, and you're gonna be seeing, like, I'm gonna share with you guys my stats. All my stats break down: flat attack, flat health. Actually, I'd like to hear from you guys if you have similar battle power. Let us know what is your level of flat attack and flat health. Mostly flat attack, because usually you want to increase your flat attack more so than your flat health. You can see 3.5 million of that currency to actually reach to unlock the 6th awakening of Nia. It's going to be a big power spike, right? But it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to get to. So here, what am I showing? I'm showing you guys, I think, that Phoenix Force, I got it to 3-star. Is it? Yeah, that's it. 3-star. So that was huge right there. And this is, like I said, a hidden multiplier. Yes, it does increase your battle power a bit, but the damage multiplier on your skill is a big deal. On a skill, especially like Phoenix Force, attacking 10 times per second, as you level your skills higher and higher using various ways, because you don't only get skill levels from awakening your skills, right, and reaching the maximum level that you can. You power up your skills using skill gems. Also, skill rune can increase your skill level, you know, between 1 and 7 or 8 levels. I think 7 is the maximum. And your skill gem, guys, on one skill gem, if you get lucky on a legendary one, you can roll multiple times into the same line, into the same skill. If it's your main skill or one of the skill that you use in a lot of piece of content, right, this thing can actually roll for like plus 25. I think it might be able to roll upward of plus 30 if you roll like every roll like perfect. So you get actually a roll every plus 2 on a skill gem. Plus 2, plus 4, plus 6, plus 8. It happens 4 times, right? Plus the initial roll you had at 0 when you got it. Now at plus 10, you don't actually get a roll into a skill. No skill will get their level increase. So remember that, because I've done the test. I'm not sure if I show it in this video. I think I do. All you get, well, it's still pretty good. It's elemental damage increase. So it will increase your damage of all your skills, right? It's actually pretty big, because for a legendary skill, it goes from something like 3.5% to 5%. So 1.5, not a major deal for the amount of resources you're gonna have to use for it. It's gem enhancer. You can purchase it under resources in the skill shop, or you can grind it in the gem mine. But the rate to get those is fairly slow. That's why I like to purchase them. It's 1,000 rubies for 4,000 gem enhancer, which is pretty nice to do, especially earlier on. You're getting a lot of power out of that, especially if you manage to get legendary skill gems that are powering up your main skill, or some of the skills that actually deal big damage for you, or increase the damage taken of a monster or something like that. It's quite nice. So here I'm going to be pulling for pets, guys. Reaching guarantee will let you get one of these legendary pets, right? There's no event yet in the game at the time of this recording where it's a pet event, where you can actually choose like 1, 2, or I don't know, 3 pet, and you have a chance, higher chance to actually get one of these pets. And to be honest, like, when you get one legendary pet as a free-to-play player, have that pet, wear it, right? It's gonna boost your power by a nice amount, but every other pet under that, the power increase is bad, guys. It's bad. It's not worth it to pull for pets for a long time. Like, basically, if you unlock a legendary pet, or like if you luck out and maybe you get a legendary pet before you get the guarantee, and you get your guarantee, you have like 2 different legendary pets, maybe 3, because you can actually equip 3 for a long time. The 4th one, I don't know how to unlock it yet. Maybe you have to clear like chapter 6 or something like that. I don't know how to do it. Maybe it's chapter 6. So it's gonna be a nice power increase, because after that, from the defense shop, you can actually awaken those pets, right? And it's good. You're gonna be able to increase your power, but it's not a big power increase, guys. Like, it's not like getting a stellar weapon unlocked. It's not like a Nia awakening. It's not like awakening one of your main skill that does the most damage, like a Phoenix Force. That's the thing. You have to remember that pet draw can be the bane of your existence, guys, because you're trying to get a pet that you don't have, but there's no guarantee unless there's an event that they introduce to the game where you can choose whichever pet that you want, and you have a much higher chance. When it's an event for skill draw, guys, you can select 2 skills, right? You usually select 2 skills you don't have, or they introduce new skills in the game, and it's going to be a chance to get one of these new skills. Well, when you reach 100%, you are guaranteed to get one of these skills that you chose, guys. Right? That's the thing you need to understand. If you're able to get a legendary skill before you reach 100%, what's really good about this game, and it's free-to-play friendly too, it will reduce the percentage of progress by 30%. It will not bring it back to 0%. That's actually very, very big. 100% chance to get a legendary pet. This is nice when it happens, when you reach it. It's a big moment, let's say. And no, I got a legendary pet I already had, which is very sad. Very, very sad because I spent a lot of rubies and I actually had the progress to 30% before even starting or something like that. So yeah, man, like 500 rubies per pull. That is sad. That is sad. What you get, 0.4% for every time you pull for 500 ruby. Yeah, it's a lot, guys. It's what is it? 120,000 rubies from going to from 0% to 100% if you didn't manage to pull any legendary all the way through. And there's no guarantee which one you're gonna get. You might only have one legendary pet, and you do it again, and you get that legendary pet again if you're unlucky, right? Like, that's just the way it works. And as you can see here, I'm awakening these pets, these low quality pets, and notice how little battle power I'm actually getting out of that. So it's good to understand, don't repeat this mistake I've done of pulling for more legendary pet than you should, right? As a free-to-play player, be happy that you have one legendary pet, and then work on that later. The second, maybe you got lucky, right? You work on the second, the third, after 3, man, like, just don't. You, like, wait later when you have every legendary skill unlocked. Because skills, guys, there's a inventory effect. Any inventory effect means that as soon as you have it, that's it. That effect is applied to your account, right? So you don't need to wear it. You don't need to have it in part of a loadout. It just needs to exist. You just need to have it unlocked on the account. That's it. So it is big when you're able to unlock inventory effect. And as you can see here, this Abyss floor was a pain in the rear to actually get 300 kills on. I managed to do it thanks to Ragnarok and the power of Mjolnir when it's activated. That definitely helps to get all the monsters to me, and I can blow them up and I can freeze them. And freeze build is very powerful because every time you defeat a frozen monster, you get 0.5 second reduction on all your skills, part of your loadout. Big deal. After Ice Nova or Frost Nova, it's called the epic skill. After you awaken it to 5, which is something you should rush in the Darkness shop, use these normal books to unlock the 5th awakening of Ice Nova or Frost Nova, whatever it's called. Get that because it's going to be 0.7 second reduction on all your skill cooldown whenever you kill a frozen monster. Go for an ice build with like Phoenix Force if you have it unlocked. And it's gonna do well for you in a lot of piece of content where you have to defeat a lot of monsters because you keep the monster frozen, which means they're not dealing damage to you. The 6th ring actually increases the duration of the freeze on the monsters. They will take more damage from you as well. Not every piece of content can allow you to actually freeze monsters. In the Abyss, you can't freeze like these type of monsters right there. I don't think I can freeze them. In the gem mine, you cannot crowd control, freeze. You cannot stun monsters, right? But different strategies for different Abyss floors. Maybe this helps. These type of floors here, where there's a pack of 5 monsters together, you could just summon like a Phoenix Force close to them, Lightning Trap, whatever your skills are. A damage buffing skill like Ice Tornado, decreasing defense of the monsters nearby. That's actually a very powerful skill that a lot of players don't understand how it works. When you decrease the defense of the monsters, it increases your damage tremendously, right? Also, if you use like Punishing Light, you know, like skills that increases the amount of damage that the enemy takes, yeah, you can summon those Ice Orb, and then you can go off screen or out of the attack range of those monsters because maybe they deal a lot of damage to you, but if you just summon stuff in front of them and those skills will be dealing damage to them, like Phoenix Force, like I said, like Lightning Trap, you know, Ice Tornado to debuffing skills, then you get out of there, right? You're gonna be able to survive and you're gonna be able to eventually take them out before the timer runs out. Players have problem with chapter bosses, chapter 4, chapter 5, well, chapter 6 I didn't clear it yet, but you have an unlimited amount of time to defeat these chapter bosses, guys. So you need to load the heal skill part of your loadout because you have an unlimited amount of time. You're going to be able to just heal yourself if there's some unavoidable damage, right? You need to avoid telegraph abilities of bosses. Every piece of content, when you're really pushing your score, you need to avoid those red zones, the telegraph zones. And you're going to be able to push your scores much better. you actually are able to push to cast your skills while you're running around. You cannot auto attack, but you can cast your skills. So dodging, getting out of the way is very important when you can manual play, right? Like, it's definitely super helpful. Really try to get upward of like 6,000 kills per hour. I'm actually trying to aim towards 6,500 kills per hour because I have like all skills in the game minus Inferno. I still don't have that one. I'll get it one day, right? So try to get like close to 6,000 kills per hour. Initially, you might try to work toward 5,000 kills per hour because you don't have those big legendary skills that make you that much more powerful and allow you to kill much faster per second. But the freeze build is your friend. You freeze monsters, you kill them while they're frozen, you reset the cooldown of your skills much faster, and you can permanently freeze monsters, increasing your survivability, increasing your damage, having your rotation happen more often for your skills, which is going to increase your burst damage, increase your damage output tremendously, and allow you to push stages that you didn't think you could push, right? So it's important to understand hidden multipliers. Multipliers that increase the amount of damage that the monsters can take, like Curse, right? Like Punishing Light, puts a stackable damage increase debuff on the monster, the boss, whoever you're fighting. Ice Tornado, reducing defense of the monsters, increasing your damage output tremendously. All these things stack. You basically want to have like 3-4 debuffing skill that will increase the damage output of your main skill, your main damage dealing skill, like Phoenix Force and maybe like Ice God Spear. This is actually a debuffing skill when you get a legendary power that actually increases, doubles the amount of damage taken that the monsters will take. That's one of them that I have. And it's big. When you're going from 50% damage taken to the target, you double that to 100% damage taken to the target. And you're just going to be able to deal more damage. And as you can see, my ranking drastically improved. Maybe not for Magic Field because it was early on in the week. It's not a piece of content people rush every day because there's no daily reward for Magic Field. It's a weekly reward, right? But you can see my battle power increase, my stats have been increasing. I'd like to know, what is your flat attack? More important than flat health, of course, because you want to have your flat attack higher than your flat health. Initially, before level 60,000, you want to have a difference of like 5,000, even up to 5,000 difference, more attack so than health. But after 60,000, it takes a lot more gold to actually power up your stuff. But the good news is that you actually get more flat attack per level as you push the level higher. So the gold gets much higher, but it's still a bigger increase over like the higher level you get to. Now, gold gain, you want to stack that from costume, from equipment, from your early quality skills. Very important to push your gold gain as much as possible and get 5,000, port of like 6,000 up, 6,500 kills per hour if you can, after you have every skill, legendary powers and stuff like that. Because you want to farm weapons as fast as possible. You want to farm every currency as fast as possible while you are online, and stay online to farm as much as possible, as efficient as possible. Go 5, 6, 7 stage, maybe 8 stage below your maximum, so you can get over 6,000 kills per hour later down the line. So you farm all those resources faster. Weapons, you combine them, you reach like Stellar 1, Stellar 2, 3, 4 later down the line, and you're going to be able to skyrocket your battle power. You're going to be able to get much more power by pulling for skills from the skill draw and avoid weapon draw and friend weapon draw. It's a waste as a free-to-play player. Look at my playtime here, guys. Very few days offline total. 42 days played. Those were my stats and my ranking as a free-to-play player that started 20 days late. Let me know about your progress in the comment section. That's if it is from Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.